Hi, Rocco. I've now started your webinar. You're on mute, but okay.
Thank you, Gazelle. Hello. It looks like we have one person joining us so far, and they're gone. Hi, Robert. This is Rocco, and I'm the Associate Dean from the School of Accounting. How are you today? Oh, great. You're showing your face, too. Yay. Oh, now you're off screen. Can you hear me okay, Robert? You can chat in the box, Robert, or you can unmute your microphone and talk. Since it looks like you're the only one so far that's online, Robert, I have some other staff members online, but you're the only prospect online at this moment. And I'd happily tailor this presentation around what questions and things you want to learn about from the School of Accounting. You're outside somewhere. Can you hear us okay, Robert?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually on my way to a class, unfortunately. When I signed up for I'm in Central West Virginia on the East Coast.
Okay.
When I signed up for the seminar, I glanced at it momentarily, and 12 o'clock is 3 o'clock and all that. So I'm actually on my way to a class right now.
And you start class at 3?
Yes. I stepped outside to dial in.
So are you going to attend the webinar, or are you just going to go to class?
I should probably go to class. I was hoping there was a time I could do something else with you.
Absolutely.
Get back in touch with you.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. You know what? If you give me your email address, I will email you and we can set up a time.
Okay, awesome. It's Keys, Kees, Robert S at gsc.glenville.edu.
I'm sorry?
GSC, like Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
.Glenville, GLENVILLE.edu.
Okay, perfect. I will email you, and so we can coordinate a time when we can meet.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good luck in class.
Thank you. Bye.
And we have somebody else on the iPhone, calling from iPhone. Who am I speaking with? You can either unmute your iPhone and talk, or you can chat in the chat box, a message. Can the person on the iPhone hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
My name is Saqib. I mean, actually, I already have my master's, and my wife is the one who's going to register for, I think, MS accounting program.
Mm-hmm.
So she had few questions, and then I am actually, she cannot participate, so I'm just joining on her behalf.
Oh, okay. So it looks like you're currently the only person on the call right now, and we're 7 minutes after the hour when we were expected to start. We had more people who signed up but failed to actually attend. So I'm happy to gear this to questions that you might have, and kind of just tailor it to address things that you might want to hear about. So if there's a starting point that you would like me to begin at, or if you want me to just go through the start, I'm happy to do that as well.
Actually, the main questions we had relates to the differences between MS accounting versus MBA with accounting concentration, and then MA, Masters in Accounting. My understanding is if someone already has a CPA, then MS accounting or MBA would be better options.
Okay, so let me kind of skip ahead then. So let me just start at this slide. Can you see this slide?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the School of Accounting offers two master's programs. One is the Master's of Science in Accounting, and the other is a Master's of Accountancy. They have a different audience that that appeal to these degrees. The Master's of Science in Accounting is designed for students who have graduated from a U.S. accredited university, regionally accredited university, with an undergraduate degree in accounting, or have completed all four parts of the CPA, US CPA exam, okay? Or a licensed CPA here in the United States. The Master's of Accountancy is a degree geared for career changers and those who do not have an academic background in accounting. So forth, they don't have a CPA or they don't have an undergraduate degree in accounting. We do not offer an MBA with an emphasis in accounting through the School of Accounting. That is offered through the Ageno School of Business. I can't directly speak to that because I don't know all of the details of that program. But within that program, I believe they have 12 units of accounting courses, and they're the same accounting courses that we share in the Masters of Accountancy program. So they use our courses for those who are interested in the MBA program with a focus or concentration in accounting. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit of background about your wife?
She already has a CPA in California and CPA in Texas.
Okay.
She's a finance manager, and she had been through public accounting, Deloitte and Pricewaterhouse in audit.
And so she's coming back to get her CPA exam, to get her master's?
She wants to get her master's because her undergrad degree is actually in education from a foreign university in Egypt. Uh-huh. And she wants to have a very strong US degree from the US that relates to and that can help her advance her career.
Perfect. That's exactly the other reason why a CPA would want to get a master's is to advance their career, because a CPA license does bode well, because a lot of accounting firms, especially the big four, regional, public, require or ask that their employees, when they hire them, that they're either CPA eligible, have passed all the CPA exams, or in the process of getting the exams, taking the exams, because that's their goal for you, is to become a licensed CPA within a certain period of time. Your wife might have experienced that. So the MSA degree is designed for that person. So it starts off with 24 units of proficiencies, and I'm going to go through those proficiencies and talk about how those would be satisfied. The degree itself is 30 graduate units. So depending on how many courses she takes, each term, we are a trimester school, which means we offer classes each term online and in person. She can take classes, throughout each term, 1, 2, or upwards of 3. I doubt that she'll take 3 if she's working and juggling family life and all that. That's probably way too much. But some students, pardon me, who might not be working or have some, slack time, if you will, from their job, might be able to take more classes. But if they want to just kind of chisel away at their degree, taking 1 class each term is probably very, very doable. Okay.
Right. And then within the programs, I know there are different concentration within MS accounting program, like financial reporting versus internal controls and others. Yeah. So if you're not sure, then, or if you're interested in 2 focus, how does it work?
Okay, so let me kind of just advance to a couple more slides. So this is what the visual appearance of the degree looks like. All of those items in the gray area would have been satisfied by passing all 4 parts of the CPA, or or through an undergraduate degree in accounting. so if she has a US CPA, as you said, then the accounting proficiencies, which there are 15 units of, will be waived. We still require that students have economics, satisfy econ, micro or macro, and financial management, and then have an intermediate algebra class. Intermediate algebra class can be satisfied through a free exam that you take here. The, pardon me, the economics class you can CLEP out if you if you want to take the assessment there. The math exam is free. I believe the CLEP, there is a fee for that because it's not proctored through us, it's proctored through a service. Financial management can be taken here or at another university. It is a junior level class, so it's not a course you can satisfy by taking at a community college. So there's 9 units of proficiencies, or excuse me, 9 units of non-accounting proficiencies and 15 units of accounting proficiencies that are not shown on this visual here. The 15 counts of accounting proficiencies will be satisfied through the US CPA exam or license. Make sense so far?
Makes sense, yes.
Perfect. Okay, so then the orange color courses are those that are a part of the program. These 6 courses or 18 units are the core program, and these same courses are offered in the MAC course, the other degree. So this is, they share some of the same courses. These advanced courses are the same advanced courses in the other master's degree. Not in the MBA though. So the student, and these are not aligned necessarily how you would start. So the student in their first term would be assigned, depending on how many classes they would be taking, Accounting 351B, which is Advanced Topics in Business Law, Accounting 351C, which is the Communication and Analysis of Financial Information, or if they're taking more, they would be Accounting 305, which is Advanced Financial Accounting. And those courses, some of those courses are prerequisites for the remaining courses that you see on this list. On the top are 5 concentrations that a student can choose from. So the 5 are financial accounting and reporting, which is more your audit-focused, structured type of courses. Internal auditing is, and this is a new concentration. It has 2 classes in it that you have to take. It's a Information Systems course, Accounting 319, and the Principles of Internal Auditing, which is Accounting 315. These are all 12-unit concentrations. And some of the concentrations have specific courses. Well, they all have specific courses you have to take. And then they do allow for either 3 or 6 units or possibly 9 units of electives, depending on the concentration. They're all structured a little bit differently. So the internal auditing is focused on developing the skills and knowledge around internal measurements and control systems. This will also allow students to work towards their CIA certification if that's something they're interested in. The tax accounting is 12 units, and this will give you some introductory and foundation accounting courses, as well as opportunity to take some advanced courses in the field of tax. So if somebody's interested in leveraging their accounting degree but want some more information around tax because the two blend really well together, then a tax internship would, or excuse me, tax concentration might be the way to go. The forensic accounting is one that we've had for many, many years. It is a field that's been up and coming and growing, and there's a demand in this field for forensic accounting. The investigative accounting, how do you find fraud and other bad things that happen, whether they're internal or external. Fraud is one of the major ones, but forensic accounting has many different aspects to it, and there are a lot of different courses you can take. There are 3 required courses in that program, so that will eat up 9 of the 12 units. And then there's a lot of 1-unit courses that students can take to get a sample of other topics within the forensic field. Management accountant is the concentration designed for those who are looking at making and creating efficiencies within an organization, doing analysis on how to improve operations and maintain costs and improve productivity. So those are the types of, that type of concentration will help develop the skill set for that student. Do you have any questions at this point?
No, it's very clear.
Okay. And I noticed that there's somebody else online, and if you have questions, since there's only 2 people online, I'd be happy to help as we go through them. Go ahead. Did you have a question? Okay. So this is what the, in another visual, what the MSA program would look like. Again, these are not in order of how you take the courses. They're just listed in numerical order. So you would start off with any one or more of the 3 that I will list: Accounting 351B, 351C, or 305. Okay. The person on the other person on the line, could you unmute yourself and let me know a little bit about you and what program you're interested in before I go through this slide, if this is not the program you're interested in? I think it's Yin on the line. Hi, Yin. Can you hear me or can you chat?
Maybe he's experiencing the same thing that I was.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and keep going. So I'm going to skip this one because it's the Masters of Accountancy, which is not a program that your wife is interested in, or she is eligible for the MSA based on what you told me. Academic internship credit. In each of the concentrations, there is an opportunity to do internship if that appeals to your wife. An internship can be done at her current site. However, it has to be in an area that she has not already worked in. So as an example, if your wife has done some auditing and the focus of auditing, her skill set is auditing, then if she does an internship at her firm or another firm, the focus cannot be on auditing because that you're not learning something, you're just doing something you've already done. So an academic internship course is an actual course where you can earn credit for hands-on experience. And each one of the concentrations is different on how many units you can do for internship. So if she chose the tax concentration, she would need to do a tax internship.
Okay.
We offer a lot of events and support services for our students. I think this is one of the major things that Golden Gate University does extremely well, and it differentiates ourselves from other universities and programs. During the recruitment season, we have 4 major events, but we have events throughout the year and provide support for students throughout the year also. For example, lunch and learn sessions are workshops offered at noon and from the noon to 1 o'clock hour, starting in late July and going through early December. We have anywhere from 35 to 40 sessions, and students can attend them in person. If they're unable to attend these workshops, they can also watch the recorded workshops. Many of them are, almost all of them are led by some of our employer partners from major accounting firms who lead various topics from tax-related topics, technical skills, to soft skills, resume writing, and a whole variety of other topics in between. This is a great way for students to start to interact with employers if they're looking to maybe change positions or probably even or move jobs, change positions, or just to get some feedback and networking opportunities and career advice. The career fair is offered in late September. It is where we have 35 to 40 employers recruiting from us. It is a very intense opportunity, but it's really great because it showcases the partnerships that we have with accounting firms throughout the Bay Area, whether that's private, major accounting firms, public accounting firms, state and local agencies that have tax and accounting positions available, as well as private sector such as Synopsys and Oracle, which are often recruit our students. Braden Leadership Speaker Series is a series that we start in August and it goes through December, where we invite leaders to come in and chat about what it means to be a leader. And these are not specifically to tax and accounting. We invite people from all different scopes of business sector because each one of them brings in a different perspective on what it means. This is an example of the CEO for Philz Coffee, which is, as you may already know, a major up-and-coming coffee coffee shop, if you will, for lack of another word, who talked about what it means to be a leader in a growing company that's kind of just in its infancy of growing. And these are also recorded, but you can also attend them via Zoom, the same thing that we're doing today. So you can be attending and hearing the live sessions, even though you can't physically be in the room. And then the Practice Business Luncheon is a limited opportunity, or it's opportunity for limited seating for our students and employers to join together in a lunch experience. It's the same day as a career fair, which is late September. The Practice Business Lunch was designed to give students the opportunity to practice networking skills and to practice them with employers. And some of these same employers are going to be at the career fair, or their firms will be at the career fair, even though they may not be there. It's also a great way to get a head start on networking and meeting people who can help you advance you in your career or take you to the next level, next step in your career. And this is about our other services that we provide. So we are a military-friendly school. So if somebody on this call is a military student or has access to military benefits through family, you might be able to use those here. So we would ask that you call our Office of Financial Aid and get some more information about how to use your benefits. Support services. As I started to say, we do provide a lot of support. We really want to see our students excel and move in the career direction that they are really focusing on. We provide graduate advising, so students are assigned a graduate advisor after they start the program. We have tax and accounting tutors. These tutors are available in person or online via Zoom. We have an Office of Career Planning who we work with very closely, and it's a great partnership because throughout the year they coordinate and bring on, along with the School of Accounting, different recruitment events and ways of supporting students in their endeavors. We have wellness resources. Life gets in the way, stress, family, all kinds of things, and school can be stressful. So we do provide wellness services. Students can get call in to get sign up for meetings with counselors and just to get some more resources on how to balance and overcome the stress that they might be experiencing, including like test anxiety and other things that come along with going to school and balancing work life. We provide tax and accounting clubs, which is a great way to not only continue to network, but show leadership skills that really bode well on resumes. And then of course we offer financial aid, and we have a very good financial aid department that's willing to work with students in figuring out how to pay for school. So those are some of the services. And by the way, all of these things that I've talked about in the last three slides, are all free services. There's no expense to them. And if you're in person for some of these events, we even give you lunch on some of them. So you get a bonus, you get some food. So anyhow, these are all free, and this is like one of the things that I think Golden Gate does really extremely well, because there are no fees attached to these services that we provide you. We have Chu Kim, who's our enrollment coordinator on line, and I'm going to ask that Chu speaks about the proficiency requirements for the university, and take it away, Chu.
Thanks, Rocco. Hello. So there are a couple of proficiency requirements for our accounting programs. So for non-native English speakers or those with education outside the U.S., the English language admission requirement is needed for students, but there's different ways of meeting it. USCPA would waive it for students, or if they have master's or bachelor's from an English-speaking country, such as Australia, with at least 60 units that's regionally accredited or recognized, that could satisfy it as well. Otherwise, we'll accept TOEFL, IELTS, or Pearson. In addition to that requirement, there's an English 201 graduate writing proficiency requirement for our accounting programs, to make sure our students are able to write at a graduate level. So this is a program requirement that is separate from the English language admission requirement, which is required to get admitted to GGU. The English 201, there's different ways of meeting that as well. Kind of similarly, if you pass the CPA, US CPA, or have a bachelor's or master's from a regional credit institution in the US, that can meet it. Otherwise, there's an English 201 graduate writing test students can take to see if they could pass out of the course, or based on the score, it'll place them into the appropriate English writing course. And more information about those are on the website. So for our accounting master's program and our certificate programs, GMAT is not required, GRE is not required. Only GGU's MBA program requires GMAT or GRE. For our Master of Accountancy and MS in Accounting, as well as our other accounting certificates, you would want to submit your official transcripts with degree verification for your undergraduate, as well as any college or university work, and this will help maximize transfer credit if admitted as well. Students ideally would want to have a GPA of 3.0 or better, but even if your GPA or your wife's GPA was below 3.0, they're welcome to apply. They would want to submit a resume and statement of purpose, addressing the lower grades, what had happened, what has changed, why they want to come to GGU to study for our accounting programs, why they think it'll be a good fit. It is also recommended they submit a letter of recommendation, but it's not required. But all three of these things are required if they are interested in the accounting cohort program, which is currently being revamped. And so it's currently not available, but if down the line you're interested in, those three documents would be required. And again, for non-native English speakers or international students or those with foreign credentials, English language admission requirement is required, and TOEFL or IELTS is one of the ways that can meet it. There's different ways for financing your education here at GGU. There is federal financial aid, so if you're interested in that, you would want to submit the FAFSA application as well as the financial aid application. For FAFSA, you could go to the website listed there at fafsa.ed.gov and use the GGU code listed there to submit your application. There's also state aid that is available based on need and merit, as well as scholarships and grants, such as the Welcome Scholarship Grant for international students, such as those on F1, along with other ones. Another option would be private or alternative loans, or if you're working or your partner's working and they provide reimbursement, we have a lot of students that do that as well. So you can learn more about these financial options by going to the website listed there. So for tuition and fees, a 3-unit graduate course in School of Accounting is currently $3,150. For the Braden School of Taxation, for those interested in the tax concentration for the MS in Accounting or Master of Accountancy, each 3-unit graduate course under School of Taxation is $3,600. this is just the current tuition, not including cost of books or the 85 technology fee per term or tuition increases. There are a auditing course discount available if you want to take a course not for credit, but if you're pursuing a degree or certificate, you would want to take it for credit. Otherwise, if you're interested in open enrollment courses for just a few classes and want to just audit without credit, you could get a third of the tuition off. There is an application fee for our graduate degrees and certificate programs. However, you guys don't have to worry about that because attending this webinar will send you the application fee waiver code so that you could apply for free, which you could do at ggu.edu/apply. And then if you have further questions about GGU scholarship opportunities and financial aid, you could contact the financial aid office. Their contact information is at the bottom of the slide here. So GGU, we're on a trimester system, fall, spring, and summer. So for our programs, you could apply for any of these terms and your application is valid for 1 year. So you have that time to complete your application for an admission decision. But we do recommend students apply early and submit their documents early as well, at least 15 business days before classes begin so that there's enough time for any placement exams if necessary, if the proficiencies aren't waived, and also before classes fill up. The tax and accounting department is really good about trying to put on a schedule that works for students, and if it gets full and need to add additional sections, they try to do that as well, but it also depends on professor abilities and things like that. So some important dates. Registration opens up March 11th. So if you want to get a head start, you want to submit everything before then. Summer orientation starts on April 30th. It's not mandatory, but recommended, and you'll learn more about the different programs. You'll meet the chair, talk about the program, as well as the different services GGU offers, which Raka had mentioned some of them before. And then the actual summer 2019 term starts May 1st.
Thank you, Chu. I really appreciate it. And for the people on the line, I also put in the waiver code in the chat box. It is all capitals, GGU-tax, T-A-X, A-C-C-T. It's GGU-tax-ACCT, all caps. And that will go in the application field for when you are in the process of applying. If you've already applied, that will not work. So just to be clear, it's all caps, and you also get another, you'll be reminded of the waiver code in an follow-up email. So I'm going to open it up. Yin, I'm sorry I'm not able to hear you. I don't know if you can hear us, but if you have any questions as well as the two on the call, please let me know what those questions are, and I'm happy to try to answer them. And we also, oops, I don't have a, missing my last slide, I thought, with my contact information. But anyhow, oh, there it is. If you want to reach out to me at another time to ask other questions that might come up after this presentation, here is my contact information at the bottom of the slide. We also have our general accounting email address that you can email as well. What questions do you guys have?
I have a question regarding the official transcripts.
Yes.
So if someone wants to start taking classes for summer, and they have taken college level classes for example, from 5 different colleges, and one of them is abroad. Do you prefer that we can give you unofficial transcripts or a copy that we already have? Or you want to wait until everything comes from?
The admissions process requires that we have official transcripts from any institution that you have graduated from or went to or attended, rather.
So basically, the foreign institution has to send directly to the university.
If the foreign institution is where the individual earned their undergraduate degree, and Chu can speak to this if I'm incorrect, yes, they would have to submit the transcripts. If they are in a different language, they'll need to be translated as well.
Yes. What if the foreign degree has already been evaluated? For example, for CPA exam, it has already been evaluated, and we have. So the translation would be, the evaluation would be sufficient?
Who was the evaluator of the transcripts?
I think it's one of the lists that was under California Board of Accountancy list. I don't remember the name of it.
Chu can.
Yes, the only evaluation service we accept is the course-by-course WES ICAP report. We don't currently accept any evaluation done by other companies or institutions. So as Rocco was saying, you could either submit your official transcripts with degree verification, and if it's not issued in English, include certified English translations as well. It's going to depend on where the education was held, because like for India, we accept the university attested mark sheets with degree verification in a sales stamped envelope from the university, attested by the controller of examinations or registrar's office there. So for foreign credential students or international students, once they submit their application, their GG application online, they'll receive a customized checklist of missing application documents, which will specify exactly what we would need, because different countries have different requirements. Like for Europe, there's the European Diploma Supplement. So we would need the official academic documents, or we'll accept the official WES ICAP report in lieu of the official academic documents.
Okay, her degree is from Egypt, and her evaluation was done course by course through WES.
Okay, yeah. Then go to WES and request the official WES ICAP to be sent directly from WES to GGU, and we'll be able to accept that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Great.
And I know that our other attendee is actually driving and probably is unable to ask questions. So I've been chatting with that individual. Do you have other questions, though, that we can help you with?
So Yin had asked me, she's already a licensed CPA in Washington, but I'm not a native English speaker. As you said, I'm eligible to waive the English writing exam and TOEFL exam. So yes, if you have a US CPA license, then that'll be able to be used to waive the English language admission requirement, and you don't need to take the TOEFL exam, as well as the English 201 requirement. So you wouldn't have to take that test either.
Great questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Ian, if you have other questions that come around later on, I've provided you my email address in the chat box. Again, it is also up here on the slide. Seems like you've already been communicating with Chu. You can definitely reach out to her with questions, and then she can loop me in where needed. Happy to support you in helping you apply for a master's degree at in the School of Accounting. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and assume that we can end this call. But again, if something comes up after we end this call, feel free to reach out to me or Chu, and we're glad to support you in your application process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for attending. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, sorry, my computer's a little slow, but I see additional questions from Yin
Okay.
about, I have the same question. My foreign credentials are being evaluated by AICPA before. Should I still evaluate these by WES? You recommend it in the email because it takes more time and fee to evaluate again. As mentioned before, once we receive, so where did you receive your education, Yin? In China, okay. So we'll either accept the official credential report from CDGDC or the official WES ICAP report from WES. We don't accept evaluation services from other institutions, including AICPA. It would have to be one of those two options for us to accept it. So you could do the WES ICAP report route or do the CDGDC route. And again, you'll receive an email specifying the links to it and instructions for it, and it tells you exactly what we require from you. Did you have any other questions or concerns, Yin? Could you please tell me how many credits for the whole program? So it's gonna depend, so I'm guessing since you have a USCPA, I would recommend the MS in accounting program, even though your education was from abroad. We'll need to receive your official academic documents as well as your application to really determine what courses you could get transfer credit for, such as any of the basic proficiencies, such as financial management, based on your previous education. So it's going to depend on how many transfer credits you receive. I could go over the different possible scenarios so you kind of get a sense of the unit requirement. So for the MS in accounting program, it consists of, there are 1, 2, 3 basic proficiency in addition to the English 201 proficiency. So each of those will be 3 units, which is 12 units. In addition, there are the accounting proficiencies, which with your USCPA would be able to be waived. And then in addition to the proficiency, the advanced program courses consist of 30 units, which is 10 courses. So if you get the maximum amount of transfer credits and waiver, it's just the 30 units or 10 courses. But if you haven't taken, Western micro or macroeconomics, financial management, intermediate algebra, the English 201 should be waived with your CPA. Those will be additional units. So it may range from 30 to 33 for you based on the information I got that you provided us here. But again, once we receive your application, your official academic documents, if you're admitted, you'll have access to your academic evaluation, which will show more officially the courses that are required, which was waived, which was transferred, and what is remaining for the program. Does that answer your question, Yin? Okay. Yes, so I'll wait for your email with further details. If you have further questions for either me or Rocco, please let us know and we'd be happy to help. So the $3,600 is for a 3-unit course in School of Taxation. So if you're interested in the MS in Accounting with taxation concentration, those tax courses will be $3,600. Otherwise, for School of Accounting, each 3-unit graduate course will be $3,150. And then if proficiencies are usually cheaper, at more along the lines of the undergraduate tuition, which is $1,980 currently. Did you have any further questions, Yin? If I need people who can help me decide which program is better for me as to my background, tax or accounting, who should I reach to? So we could either discuss it here, or we could discuss it me personally or with Rocco. So it's going to really depend on what it is that you want to do. Do you want to further your career in accounting, or do you want to focus more on tax? Or if you want to focus on a little bit on both, we do have the MS in accounting with the tax concentration. But if your focus is, no, I want to study just taxation, then I would recommend the MS tax. Otherwise, our MS in accounting program.
And the MS tax is a 30-unit degree with no proficiencies. So it's almost the same as the MSA degree, except the MSA degree has proficiencies, but it sounds like you will have met all of those proficiencies based on the conversation we had today.
Does that answer your question, Ian? Okay. I will organize my thoughts more later and contact you and Rocco to help me decide. Thanks. Great.
We look forward to hearing from you.
All right. So if you, sorry about the speaker issue today. No worries. We are glad that you were able to join, at least through chat as well. That works in addition to talking. So either way works, but glad you were able to join. Thank you. You guys are helping a lot in this meeting. Thanks. Glad we were able to help. Look forward to your email. So if you don't have any further questions at this time, we could end a little bit early. Otherwise, if you have any last minute questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and wait for your email or call. Okay, great. She said, yeah, we'll contact you later by email, thanks. So I think we could go ahead and in this accounting webinar a few minutes early. Thank you, Rocco, for presenting, and Gazelle for organizing, and Yin for joining. Hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you so much, Chu. Have a great day.
Bye.